Hello and welcome to week 5 and our final week of Cats Protection Moggy module videos. My name is Kirsten and I'm a Community Education Officer here at Cats Protection. For those of you that don't know and maybe haven't seen our previous videos, Cats Protection is a charity that helps cats in lots of different ways, and one of the things that we do is find homes for cats that may not have one. Now, if you'd like to learn more about cats and their needs, be sure to check out our Moggy module free home education packs available on our website. If you do make anything in the packs or do any of the activities, please do share any photos or videos with us on social media using the hashtag #TheMoggyModules. We'd love to see what you've been getting up to. So today is our 5th video and we're going to be looking at the 5th animal welfare need, which is the need for space. So we're going to watch a mini documentary and we're going to make a fantastic craft so you can make your very own cat plant pot at home. Are you ready? Let's get going. So as we know there are some things that we're just not happy sharing with others, we need to understand that there are some things that our cats are also not happy to share. Now they might be things like food and water bowls. Our cats like to have their own food and water bowls so they can always have a drink and have something to eat. Some cats might feel scared to eat from their bowl if they share it with another cat, or if it's very close to another animal's food bowl. So it's important to have one each plus a spare so they can always have something to eat and drink. Ideally, it's good to have lots of water bowls around the house so they can always have a drink no matter where they are. Other things that they won't necessarily want to share are things like their bed, or, as we learnt in the Place to Live video, a high place, which is another great place for them to rest and have a sleep. Now, it would be no fun if you went to go have a sleep and somebody else was in your bed. So it's important we have lots of cosy places for our cats to sleep so they can rest when they need to and they can be away from other cats or other pets in the house to have that sleep. Another thing that's very important that cats don't like to share is their toilet, so their litter tray. Now, if everybody in your house used the same toilet and nobody ever flushed it, it might get a bit pongy, and I don't think we'd want to use it if it was very smelly. And cats are the same. They don't want to use the same toilet as the other cats and use that toilet that's gotten very smelly. So we need to have more than one litter tray. Again, ideally one each plus a spare, so they have a choice of where to go to the toilet. It's also important that we keep all of the litter trays clean, so they have that choice of all of them, not just the clean ones. Another thing that cats don't like to share are their scratching posts. So they love to have a scratch, but it's important that they can all have a scratch. If they're all scratching the same place, they might feel a bit scared and a bit confused as to why everything's already scratched. And they might look at other places in our houses to have a scratch. That might even include the furniture or the curtains, and that doesn't make our grown-ups very happy at all. So it's good to have a scratching post each plus a spare so they can have a scratch whenever they feel that they need one. Okay, now we're going to learn even more about cats and their need for space in this short documentary. Enjoy!
Contrary to popular belief, domestic cats are a solitary species who often prefer to spend their time without other feline companionship. However, cats can tolerate living together under the mutual understanding that each of them can access important resources. On this occasion, though, we've come across a rarity in the domestic feline world. 2 cats behaving as if they are from the same social group. This uncommon situation sees 2 cats happily coexist as best buds in a stress-free environment. Not even waiting for food brings tension to their loving bromance. Cats have yet again proven to be an intriguing and complex species.
I hope you enjoyed the video. It was really interesting, wasn't it? we learnt all about how cats are a naturally solitary species and how most cats don't like living with other cats. We did also see an unusual pair of cats who were best friends and were happy to live together. We're now going to learn even more about cats and how they interact with each other when they live together in another video. We're going to see some signs that you can look out for to tell whether your cats are friends or if they're foes. We're also going to see some practical advice on how to make living together as good as possible for our cats, whether they are friends or foes. Let's watch. Wasn't that interesting? Now we know the signs to look out for. So if you have more than one cat at home, you can see whether they lick each other and groom each other, or if they sleep curled up together and touching. That's a sign that your cats are friends. If they don't do this and spend a lot of time away from each other and are very scared to share resources, this is a sign that they might be foes. We need to understand how our cats feel about each other to make our home the best possible place to live and ensure that a cat's need for space is met. Now that we've learnt lots about our cats and their need for space and how they interact with each other, it's time for us to get crafty. Let's get going. Okay, so now we're going to make these cute cat plant pots, just like my one here. And these are great for planting cat-friendly plants such as cat grass. So what we're going to need is a plastic bottle like this one. So I've taken the label off and I've washed it out. We're going to need a pen. We're going to need some scissors. And we're going to need a paintbrush and some acrylic paint, okay? And then whatever you would like to use to decorate your pot. So I've used pens to draw on a really cute cat face, but you might use glitter or sequins or anything to make your plant pot look really cute and really cool. So the first thing we need to do is draw a line on our plastic bottle to show where we're going to cut it. So if you look at my plant pot, we want it to come up to about the same height on here. So I'm going to draw a line and make sure I put some triangles in for ears. Okay, so I'm going to use the curve of the bottle and I'm going to do some triangles. You can see I've got a triangle here just to make that cat ear, then a straight line in the middle, then another triangle to make sure our cat's got both of their ears on here, and then a line all the way around. And this just means that when I'm cutting my bottle, I'm going to make sure that I have a nice straight line at the top of my plant pot, because we don't want it to be jagged or wibbly wobbly. It will look much better with a straight line. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut along this line that I've made on my bottle. So I've got my scissors, I'm I'm going to cut along this line. Now you might need some help from an adult at this point to get this started. So if you haven't got very sharp scissors, I'm just going to use a little pin from my drawing board to make a hole in the bottle. We have to be very careful with our fingers, so it's a good time to get your parents or guardians or an adult to help you with this. So once I've made a bit of a hole, by poking holes with this in here, I can get my scissors and I can cut along the bottle. Okay, so my scissors are now in my bottle, so I can just cut along the line that I have made with the pen. That's going to give me a nice, neat edge to my plant pot. Okay, so these are my triangles that I'm going to cut up now. Up in the air. And then I'm going to cut down the other side of the triangle. Down here. So make sure you do get a parent or an adult to help you with the cutting, because it is quite difficult on the bottle to make these cuts. And you don't want to slip with the scissors and hurt yourself. So this is my second ear that I'm just cutting down the line here. So we're just going to follow these lines. And then I'm at the bottom again. I'm just going to cut around the rest of my bottle. Cutting along here. There we go. So this bit we're finished with now. We don't need this anymore. That can be put in the recycling. And we're left with a plastic shape with 2 ears. And this is going to be our plant pot, which is fantastic. Now you might need to use some kitchen roll at this point or a towel just to wipe out the inside of your bottle, because we want to make sure it's nice and dry. Okay, so the next stage is the best bit. We get to decorate. So you can paint your cat plant pot whatever colour you like. White was really good for decorating, but you can also use any colour that you would like. And it's good to use acrylic paint to make sure you get a good colour on there. So you're going to use your paintbrush and paint this, and then you're going to end up with a plant pot just like my one here. And you can decorate it however you like. Once it's dry and it's all decorated, you can pop some soil inside and then plant some cat-friendly plants. Make sure you check out the Cats Protection webpage to find out which plants are safe for our cats and which ones might be dangerous, because we want to make sure our cats are nice and safe. Whilst you're there, have a look at the guides. It's really interesting to see which plants are good for our cats and which ones are a bit more dangerous. And maybe have a look in your garden and find out if there are any plants that aren't safe for our cats and maybe could be replaced with something more cat friendly. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you've enjoyed learning about cats and their need for space, and I hope you've enjoyed this series of videos that all link in with our Moggy modules. Do make sure you head to our website and check out the Home Education free downloadable packs, where you can find out even more about cats and their needs. We hope you've enjoyed today. Please do leave us a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or let us know any feedback. And make sure to share any photos that you have of your crafts or your activities using hashtag the Moggy modules on social media, so Facebook, Twitter and on Instagram. We will be running a live assembly event in October as part of Animal Week, so please do make sure you tune in and maybe even encourage your class or your whole school to join us as well. Thank you again for joining us and have a pawsome week. Bye bye.